I'm Maloni Bhatt, and you're watching this special conversation, part of our continuing focus on India's MSMEs. And I'm very happy to have with me today Asif Hussain. He's the head of data and fixed line business emerging segment at Airtel Business. Asif, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Same here, Milord. Thank you for calling.
Joining us is Rahul Nalawade. He's the founder, SwayamUrja Renewable Energy Private Limited, which is a green energy services advisory. Rahul, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Same here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So, we have an MSME and we also have a tech provider, and we will focus on how technology is actually powering MSMEs. Asif, to that end, my first question is to you. And, this is somewhat a wider question. We know that MSMEs contribute significantly to the country's GDPs, exports, and to the overall employment. India now aims to be a developed nation by 2047. In the light of the swiftly evolving technological landscape and India's ambitions, what are the things necessary, would you say, to ensure that the MSME sector plays its role in propelling the country towards this particular goal?
It's a very good question, Melody. See, MSME is the backbone of India's GDP. Almost 48% of India's GDP is today contributed by SMEs. And definitely all the growth we are expecting and to become a developed nation, the MSMEs are going to play a pivotal role. What the emerging business or the MSMEs they need to do is to digitize their processes. They need to reach the customers more better digitally, and they also need to have a aspect of how they can collaborate with multiple locations. And this entire revolution can only happen with the digital revolution. This cannot be a single standalone revolution by the MSME. So, all the growth backed by the backed on the technology, backed on the digital platform is something is which is going to bring them to the fore, and they can continue more than 48% in by the time we reach 2047.
All right. And, with the kind of support, I think that the sector is receiving from the government, I mean, they're hoping that it happens sooner rather than later. And we'll delve a bit, deeper into it. But, Rahul, my question is to you. You're a new age, you're a business which is very critical right now, especially when it comes to providing the sort of services that are needed to propel India into this new energy era. All businesses now, Rahul, are powered by tech. So can you provide some insights into the kind of impact that technology has had on your business?
Yeah. So as rightly mentioned by Asif, it is a backbone of the Indian industries, and definitely if you see the current era, that more than maybe which around 480 companies have been listed from the MSMEs into the National Stock Exchange as of now. So what we have seen the era into the complete energy space, that during last 3-4 decades, the technical potential of India has been very well tapped by the various SMEs into the renewable energy space, which I am actually leading. And we always see it as a climate change action, and because of which majority of the SMEs are contributing to the sector. So there are a combination of PSUs in the ecosystem, and then there are many SMEs, those who are actually contributing through the way of generating the renewable energy. And at the same time, it is not only about the generation, it is also about the energy management.
Correct.
So all put together, the ecosystem is completely equipped with large industries. We call them as an IPP, and at the same time, the integrators and the small players.
Talk to us about the sort of solutions that Airtel offers MSMEs, something like, some of the solutions that perhaps companies that the sort that Rahul has could benefit from. And how have these solutions influenced MSME empowerment from your vantage?
Okay, so let me take a step back. Let's first understand what is the requirement of the SMBs, right? So when you say solutions impact and you ask what are our solutions? Our solutions are basically customized or is basically a customer approached solutions. So we have over 1,500 dedicated account managers working in roughly around 100 plus cities today. and we are continuously in touch with all the SMBs in these areas to offer them a tailored solution. Our products are basically based on the feedback that we are getting day in day out, and you would not believe, just to give you a number, in the last 6 quarters we have onboarded 100,000 plus companies, 100,000 plus MSMEs on our fold, just because we were able to give them tailored solutions around. So our products basically help them service their customers better through touchless solutions. It helps them operate uninterruptedly through automation. It helps them scale their business and also venture into newer markets. So if I talk about some of these solutions, to be very specific, the primary provider continues to be connectivity. We are basically the connectivity provider with our Airtel Office Internet, and we are seeing bandwidth on demand. We're getting huge traction from businesses across tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Apart from that, couple of other challenges which I would like to bring, to is that they were struggling in terms of how to connect to their customer or how to reach the right audience for the business growth. So today, a D2C company or a D2C SMB company, how they can reach out to the right audience in their specific market, where they can go and sell their product or where they can go and increase their business. So we have come up with a very unique, innovative platform, which is basically India's first self-serve marketing tech platform, and it helps small businesses across the tier 2, tier 3 cities to reach out their target audience at a fraction of the cost, which they would have otherwise spent millions on marketing. Similarly, security, cloud, they continue to be, a demand products because there's an increased awareness about security and importance of cloud for business growth. So, I mean, these are some of the solutions which we have recently created and gone ahead and, given to the MSMEs, and we are getting a lot of appreciation. We continue to be customer focused and customer solution led approach. Whenever we are planning and we are solving the customer problem, we are trying to magnify it for the rest of the similar segment customers. That is how we are approaching the customer, and that is how we are giving them.
Right. And what are the trends that you're actually seeing, Asif, in terms of, you said that you onboarded a massive number of customers just over the last 6 quarters. But what is fueling this particular trend of MSMEs wanting to leverage technology? And, what are how does the future to you, look like?
See, Melanie, first of the very important, interesting fact is that MSMEs in India are actually adopting new technologies. They are embracing digitization, and there's a lot of trends we have seen in the last 6 quarters where people are giving more value to their brand as well. For 57% of the companies incorporate automation for operational efficiency. They know that if they want to reduce the cost, they have to be very efficient in their operation, and hence the automation becomes very important for them. Hence, they are ready to spend. When we speak to our customers, couple of in other forums or other similar kind of platform, almost around 74-75% of the people said that they'll continue to spend on IT security, risk management, and governance. As far as they will continue doing that. That's what they're saying. So these are some of the trends which is actually helping and telling us that this is how that is why we call this as a backbone, this entire MSME segment. That they are ready for the technology. They are okay to adopt digitization. They are ready to grow their business with the help of technology, with the help of automation. And I'm sure, MSMEs will definitely contribute more than 50% of the GDP by the time maybe by the next year also. That's what I feel.
All right. It's an ambition, I think, that the government also shares. So, let's see how that sort of emerges and, leads to fruition. But Rahul, coming to you now, basis what Asif has said, and this has to do with, the adoption of digital technologies, especially, and how digital technologies are empowering MSMEs. from your viewpoint, what would you say could be the primary barriers to adopting digitization and digital technologies among MSMEs? And in terms of potential solutions on how, that pipe can be widened, what would you say could be some of the solutions?
Yeah, well, let me give you two examples for it. So we have seen that our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has announced the Suryodaya scheme for lightening 1 crores of households with solar power plants. So individual residential connections can set up their solar plant on their household and they can take the benefits of green energy, because ultimately it is a part of climate action. And we were lagging into that part wherein the rooftop solar, because there are various forms of solar energy generation or wind energy generation, but rooftop was lagging much behind the targets, for which the individual household is basically, it will get equipped with the solar power plant. Then ultimately it has to be collectively monitored, or the data has to be at one place. Like let me give you my own example. Whenever we are actually setting up our own power plants, so those power plants are actually connected through a remote connectivity data logger. Majority of the connections, wherever the connections are good in terms of, like some of our connections are with Airtel already.
Right.
It depends upon the site and situation, and majority of the wind and solar power plants are in the remote areas. So our projects are actually basically distributed across tier 2, 3, tier 3 and the remote areas, wherein ultimately it depends upon the data connectivity. We always call it as basically real-time data connectivity. So once we'll have the data connectivity to the power plant, then definitely we can forecast and predict the generation of tomorrow, forecast the generation of maybe next week, because algorithms are made. Previous 40, 50 years of data is already available, whether it is wind or solar. That data is already available with us, and it will always help utility boards to plan their load pattern accordingly. You know that, we have heard that, in past some 8, 10 years back, Delhi was in dark completely for one more than 24 hours. So it was basically the issue with the energy management system. So once we'll have the data and all put data and its algorithms together, then definitely the data can be used very well to forecast our tomorrow generation. So far that was not available in the past. So currently we can plan it, because we know that from the sources variable, although it is variable source of energy, but now the ample data is available. So we have got data up to initially government has to set up their wind monitoring station up to 25-meter high, 25-meter height, then eventually to 40-meter, 50-meter, 80-meter, 120-meter. Now they are putting up at 150-meter also. So whatever latest technologies are there, they are setting up their plants, and at their plant, the data connectivity, along with the data connectivity and integration, we can now predict the future energy. I mean, what will be the energy for next month, in the month of March, by integrating wind and solar energy sources, for which this automation and artificial intelligence is always plays major role.
Right.
So this is actually as far as our sector is
Concern.
concerned. But there are various other sectors, those are stationary, wherein they are into, like, majority of the SMEs, they are having their own production plants. Like, so for their own production plants, if they use their artificial intelligence or robotics along with the data connectivity, that can be also planned very well, because the ecosystem will get enhanced with the data. And we always say that for the businessman, your network is net worth. Like, so that is the phrase is also applicable to the all the SMEs or the businessmen, that your data. So the more the data availability, we can predict our future very well
All right.
in terms of business.
All
Very,
right.
very well, stated
Related.
by Rahul and explained by Rahul. Just to bring to you another aspect to it, Rahul part of the renewable energy, and is talking about the connectivity. The importance of connectivity can be also be understood that in today's time, Airtel has empowered or has lit 27 million devices on the connectivity side, which is basically through the our IoT, which is our SIM and connectivity solutions. And we are in talks, as he talked about the utility and the electricity side of the business. We are in talks, and soon we have close to like 50 million plus such opportunity in terms of uh, or letting or giving the connectivity to smart meters through the partnerships with a lot of MSMEs who are actually getting into this smart metering solution with the government. Right. So this definitely Rahul's word is like amazingly heard, and that's the right on bang on there when he says that network is the net worth. That's the new thing which I have heard, but it is amazingly good and correct as well. It's very the fact of today's business.
Yes,
Okay.
in fact, moreover, everyone is expecting actually data in on the click.
Correct.
All the sources we have got mobile apps. Then why not the app for our own businesses? Like let me give you example. All our plants, even it is a single household plant, it is always connected through a mobile app. But for that purpose, the network is very essential. So data points are very important, sir.
All right. So
Correct.
you're literally, Asif, I think this must be music to your ears, powering businesses and enhancing lives.
Absolutely.
True.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
And what Rahul said is network is your net worth actually.
And while there's been an increase in digital adoption, as enumerated by you, the infrastructure is definitely better. Costs are very competitive. And, we also see that it reflects in the numbers, right? Like the digital adoption trend is on the rise among MSMEs, with 53% of SMEs and 47% of micro enterprises
Yes.
adopting digital sales in 2023. And this is compared to 29% pre-COVID. This is as per a CRISIL report. But then we still have a lot of the small micro enterprises which are yet to adopt digital. Now, how can we prevent half of the MSMEs from falling behind due to insufficient digital adoption? And what would you say, from your vantage, are the most effective methods and strategies to increase digital and tech adoption? Rahul, to you.
Yeah, well, what I could see, while interacting with all the SMEs, because while providing our own services to the every industry, commercial, consumers, households, and because electricity is basic need of everyone. So my role is to interact with all the segment and the complete ecosystem. What I have seen, the major hurdle is basically the awareness. There is basically lack of awareness. So whenever actually we are interacting with down the line to the tier 2, tier 3, and the remote areas, then definitely still there is the lacking of awareness. And the awareness can be, naturally given by two sources. One is from the government. We know that every department is working on those aspects. And the second one is basically, it is also the role of us, like the advisors and consultants, and at the same time, the service providers.
Okay. No, good points. Asif, final comments, anything to add to the point of information asymmetry that Rahul brought up?
No, Rahul's point is absolutely valid. While we are trying all the way possible, reaching out to the customer, helping them solve their problem. It's not that we are going out with a product-led approach. We are going out with a solution-led approach and asking the MSMEs and SMBs that what is the problem they are facing and how we can solve. While we are continuously doing it, but Rahul is right that the awareness, the technology awareness, the adoption, awareness continues to be a challenge. So we will continue putting some effort with help from you guys, from the other forums, wherever possible through the webinars, uh, in all possible manner that how we are solving the problems of one particular segment in MSME and how the others can actually adopt and they can multiply their or grow their businesses with the help of those solutions. So we'll continue doing that. As far as the network investment is concerned, I mean it's there in the public domain already. We are continuously investing. We have put recently 5G. Uh, we'll continue doing investments for the growth of this sector, and that is all I can say as my final comments here.
All right. Thank you very much, Asif. And, we wish you and Rahul, we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for joining us today and, for providing rich insights into how MSMEs can strategically integrate technology and how collaborations is actually the way for MSME empowerment. Thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you, Melanie, for calling
Yeah,
us.
thank you. Thank you
for
very
having
much. Let's be part of this movement and making the environment clean and green. So we are always part of the mission, and we would love to be part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.